In this video, we're going to walk through an agency team assessment survey. Now, if you've been through the agency people pillar, the very first one that we've done, there is a survey in there about agency culture. And it asks the staff that you have some certain questions about how they like working at your agency, what do they think culture is. That survey should be done specifically around culture. This one is a much deeper survey, and this is going to cover areas about how they work, what they like about the management team, and it's a much deeper survey. If you're choosing between which one to do first, I highly recommend doing this one first, and then you can do the culture one maybe a few months in between once you get everything sorted. Don't send this out as yourself, as the agency owner or their team leader. How you can get the most out of this is to actually hire an external coach, a consultant, or a human resources expert. Get them to send out the survey, explain to your staff that the survey is coming out, why it's coming out, what it's going to actually accomplish, and have a time for it to be completed. So let them know it's coming, then send it. Ask the coach or expert to meet with every staff member individually to discuss the survey and address any concerns or answer any questions. They can do that in person, or they can do that on Zoom. If there's anything serious that has been brought up, get them to address that with you one-on-one. But for the most, how it can be done is get all the answers back, have the meetings and the interviews, and then get that coach to take out the names and present all the answers back without those names in a private meeting, and do that with solutions and next steps. I generally have done this myself, and it's just simple to organize with the agency owner, get them to do the meeting at home, walk through all the answers, prepare them for some, honest feedback. But then as you're backing that up straight away, go, okay, you've had that honest feedback. How are you feeling? Are you okay? Great. Now let's look at solutions. So there's no point stewing on any negativity that's there. And can be confrontational sometimes, but it's a really powerful survey to actually have done. So let's just take some time now to walk through the survey. You're going to get a copy of this. It is up to you to edit it. You can add questions in, remove questions, but fundamentally, once you get the survey, hire the expert and let them take over with these guidelines. Now let's look at this agency team assessment form. Like I said, this is a lot more detailed than the agency culture one, which is more around fun things and team building. So you're going to start off with name and email address, but remember that is going to be kept confidential and you can let people know. You could even call it confidential on the top of it. So describe the primary tasks in your job in a few words. It's really good, especially if somebody's been there a long time, to find out all the things that they are doing, how long they have worked for your agency. The next section is about productivity. What changes can be made so you can take the best out of your workday and actually make the most out of it? What were your biggest time wasters or roadblocks last week? What do you do when you get stuck on something? Do they ask somebody? Do they go to Google? What is your process for getting unstuck? And who is the team member that you can turn to for help? This is a great one if they're always asking a particular team member and that person is not a team leader. Maybe that is a career path for them in the future. The next section is processes. What are the main bottlenecks in your team right now? You're going to get some very honest answers here. Do you feel like you generally know how to handle a task or a project? Do you feel like you know how to handle a client issue or problem? Can you handle technical issues? And do you know how to generally handle things internally or with clients? Like if there's an event has come up or something, an escalation, what do you do to handle that? Do you ever feel like a project or a task stops or is on hold without knowing what to do next? With regards to teamwork, who inspires you in the team and why? Whose opinions do you respect? What have they done to deserve this respect? What are examples? Are there anybody on the team that you find it difficult to work with? Tell me, why are they difficult to work with? And Hopefully you can take the emotion out of this if it's a third person because they don't know anybody in there. And this is why you hire externally to do this. Do you get feedback from other members on your team, and how do you feel when you get feedback? Would you like to hear more feedback from other team members and your manager? What do you think would help the team work better together? Have you got any suggestions for improvement on the way we work together? Next, we have management. How can your manager help you work easier? What do you like about the management style in the company? Remember, yes, you're going to get some feedback here. Feedback is better than no feedback. That means apathy. That means people are disengaged. What do you dislike? From 1 to 10, what level of involvement does your manager have in your daily tasks? Would you prefer more or less involvement? How can your manager support you better? What is something your manager could have done better? What situations that your manager could have helped you with more, but they didn't? Next, we go to about you. Are you happy working here? Are you happy with your recent work? Why yes or why no? What keeps you engaged with your daily work? What can we do or I do to help you make your daily tasks more engaging? What kind of projects do you like working on? What motivates you to work on a project? Can you name 3 things, or we are more if you wanted to, that we, your manager or management team, can do so that you can help enjoy your job more? What is the best accomplishment you've had since starting here? Do you feel appreciated for? What are the things you are worried about when it comes to your work? Have you ever felt undervalued here, and why? How confident do you feel in delivering the current list of agency services to your clients? And what services do you feel drive the most value to your clients? And it's a great exercise to get that feedback from your team. Your goals. What do you want to achieve in the next 3 years? You can include personal and professional goals here too. How do you think about your progress on your big goals? What needs to be done to move you towards those goals, and how can we or your manager or your team help you to do that? Which part of the work here do you feel is most relevant to your long-term goals? What kinds of projects do you want to take more part in more often to move towards your goals? And do you feel like you are learning at work? What areas would you like to learn more about? Who in the team would you like to learn from? Who do you get more valuable feedback from? Do you think that you receive enough feedback? Is the feedback helpful for your personal development? Would you like more coaching? What aspect of your job do you like more and more help on coaching on? And then at the end, is there anything else at all that you would like to answer on this form? As you can see, there is a lot to cover in that survey, but it's a really deep dive. So that's why we say edit it, have a look at it, make the copy your own and make the amendments that you wish, and then hire externally. It's a really powerful tool for your agency, and we hope you enjoy it. And thank you for watching this video. We'll move on to the next one now.